Cool. Periscope is up and YouTube is up. So let's get right into this. UFC 247. We are here, and I'm not queer, but if there's some queers, you're here and you're queer. So just going over the card. Earlier in the week, I was looking at everything, and holy shit, there are two fights on this pay-per-view main card of I really don't understand why the fuck these are on here. So let me just go over what exactly I'm talking about here. So we're looking at UFC 247 main card, and there are two, or you know what? There's one fight that I'm thinking, okay, they might have taken this from the prelim and card to fill in everything, because I tell you what, Juan Adams and Justin Tafa, dude, these guys either haven't fought in the UFC yet or have done a contender or something in that vein. So this is kind of weird. You kind of wonder if they just had to fill in that spot, because you look at who's opening up the pay-per-view. It's Derek goddamn Lewis versus Latifi. So this is really weird how sometimes UFC does this, where they don't move up the popular fighters. I mean, everybody knows Black Beast. So that's what's really weird. So since I'm talking about Black Beast, and how do you say Latifi's first name? Lair? He's some Swedish motherfucker, I think, or Swiss or something. So those Swiss can have that. But yeah, let's get on the Derek Lewis and Latifi train real quick. So we all know Black Beast. He's had these crazy comeback knockouts and crazy. Latifi, he's actually coming up a weight. So he was in light heavy. In my opinion, really didn't have a future in that division. I just don't think he's going to go up against someone like John Jones or even Reyes. I really don't think even Latifi could beat Reyes. And you think about the body structure of a light heavyweight nowadays, it's not that free-for-all of, hey, if I can get 205, it's all good. I mean, look at John Jones. His reach is over 80 inches. I mean, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking nuts. So that's where his advantage comes in. And so we're going to so really for me, unless Lewis injures himself, does something stupid during the fight, this should be a very easy fight for him. I think what he needs to concentrate on is grappling. I think he needs to concentrate on not throwing huge haymakers to start. And then with Latifi, he needs to get his wrestling in. Lewis, he's not good on his back during ground games. So if Latifi's going to win this, which I don't think he is, he's going to have to do a lot of ground game. He's going to have to do a lot of work just to get Lewis on the ground, and also to get the finish. He needs the finish, in my opinion. Lewis can get points over him. Because in the striking department, in my opinion, Latifi goes down. Latifi goes down every time. So I'm pulling for Lewis. I really wish this would have been up on the cards right before the Shevchenko match. But you know what? It's whatever. I'm not the one, in the pit having to go through these cards. So I'm not sure what happened when it came to booking. You kind of wonder if somebody didn't, one of the fights might have fell through. I didn't hear anything about it, but this doesn't look like a UFC card to me, pay-per-view at least. So other than obviously 3 of the 5 fights look great. So I like Lewis. Let's look at the odds real quick. Let's see with Lewis. So yeah, Vegas odds have Lewis as well. Minus 265 for Lewis and plus 185 for Latifi. I definitely agree with that. No harm, no foul there. So just FYI, guys, I'm on YouTube on the webcam, and down here I'm on my cell phone for Periscope. So please don't think I'm ignoring the Periscopers down here on the cell phone. I'm doing a double stream right now, trying to see how that works out. Trying to see too if my Wi-Fi can handle this shit. I know Periscope takes a lot of broadband as well as YouTube, so we'll see what happens with. Oh no! Right as I say that. All right, cool. We're good. So Vegas likes Lewis. I like Lewis. Let's move on. So so here's Mirsad Bektik and Dan Ig. Let's see with Bektik, great records, both of them, 13-2, and Dan has 12-2. So like I said, it's not like these guys are no names, but it's like, dude, this would be a great prelim. It'd make a great prelim. I don't understand why they have somebody like Bektik, or even, the other heavyweight matchup is before the championship fights. This is crazy. I don't agree with the setup for this card. This is really fucking weird. But whatever. You know what? Like I said, it's I really wouldn't want to do the work to have to get all these crazy bitches to have to show up for a pay-per-view. So you kind of wonder if somebody got injured on one of these fights that were going to be pay-per-view. So who knows? Real quick, just checking up my YouTube. Awesome, we got somebody in. So with Bektik, 13-2. Let's look at his past couple fights. Last year, he lost to Josh Emmett. Emmett's awesome, so not surprised there. He did beat Lamas, and Lamas is fucking good, so that's something to think about. And man, look at this guy's name, Godofredo Pape. He beat him. So, and that was just about 2 years ago. So, Pape, Godofredo. You don't want to be named that. That would be so annoying. But he is from Bosnia, so you never know these fools. Yeah, he's coming off of a loss, so he's going to be hungry. And then let's look at Dan real quick. Let's get to his page. And with Dan, let's see. He is 12-2. His record's also great. Holy shit. Has he? Oh, here we go. I first thought he didn't find the UFC, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, what's going on in this pay-per-view? So he beat Danny Henry, and he beat Kevin Aguilar. Aguilar's great. I don't know the name Danny Henry, but he's on a 2-fight winning streak, guys. So look out for that. He also got a submission and then a decision. So he is a finisher as well. So look out for that. I've seen a lot of Bektik fights. I'm going to go with Bektik just as kind of just throw it out there. I like Bektik. Who does Vegas like? Wow. So on the opening odds betting, we actually have a push bet here. Bektik minus 105 and Dan IG minus 135. So even Vegas thinks this is going to be close. I'm not really officially sure with Bektik and IG. I mean, you just don't see the proof in the pudding, so I really don't get what the fuck they're doing on this pay-per-view mid-card. It's just we're going to have this whole stream be about why the hell is Derek Lewis opening up the pay-per-view and not being the third to last fight. It doesn't make sense. Because that would make a great card, going from Lewis's fight to Shevchenko's fight all the way up to John Jones and Reyes. So who knows? Just like I said, there was probably some shakeup in the past month or two. Maybe somebody was in the training camp and got fucked up, or maybe somebody popped and we didn't hear about it. So who knows? It's not my position to call that shit. But yeah, now we're moving on up to the other heavyweight matchup. So I am thankful to the MMA gods that we do have two heavyweights on a pay-per-view card. So thank you. So that is my only thank you of the day for UFC right now. So we have Juan Adams and we got Justin Tafa, however you want to say it. So Juan Adams, 5-2. So both these guys are very greenhorn in my opinion. Let's see here. Now, Juan Adams has been fighting in the UFC. He's had 2 fights, lost to Greg Hardy and has lost to Arjan Bular. And I will tell you what, I do think MMA has the best fucking names. We have some amazing names in the sport. So he did lose to Greg Hardy. I believe, was that the inhaler situation? Was that against him? I'm not officially sure. But this was on an ESPN card. It was a free card through your through probably ESPN Plus or through your cable provider. But so he is on 3 straight losses. He needs this, or else he will probably be down in LFA or Titan, one of those lower kind of what do you call it? Kind of semi-pro. You know, they're still getting paid. You know, they're probably good to be able to help out the family with money, but you know, it's probably something where it's more of a part-time pay, if you will. So Juan Adams needs this, dog. So, you know, You look at who needs it. That's sometimes the big hunger. And then with Tafa, he lost also. So this is something too where both guys really do need this win, and maybe that's why this matchup is up in the up in the third to last column for this card. Because I will tell you what, I don't know any other reason why these two fighters are up so high on the pay-per-view. This is actually amazing. A total of three fights both of these guys have had in the UFC. This is crazy. So we'll see. Heavyweight's always slug, so it'll at least be interesting. It won't be like some they're putting up like a featherweight match or something instead. It's hard to say because both guys need it, in my opinion. I really think both guys really do need this win. Juan Adams, Justin Tafa, blah, blah, blah. No, I think it does. No, I will say one thing. Juan Adams does not need to go fucking halfway around the world. You look at Justin, he's from Australia or New Zealand. I think it's Australia. And that's going to be some jet lag, bitches. Now, when you do that kind of stuff, you do show up a week or two before. You do, you get used to the climate. You get it, I don't know where we're at. Toyota. Where's Toyota Center, guys? Are we in Houston here? Houston. Oh my God, they're in Houston and they fucking put Derek Lewis at the bottom of the pay-per-view? He's from Houston. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I like Adams merely based on the fact that he needs it. One. Two, he's not traveling very far. I'm not sure what his hometown is. Let's look up his hometown just to kind of get official with it. Dude's from Houston too. Hometown crowd against an Australian guy. I like Adams. He's hometown favorite, just like Lewis. I'm going to take Adams on this one. And Vegas likes Adams, barely though. Minus 185 to plus 145. So that's what we saw. That's kind of the range we saw with the Lewis fight, essentially. And then let's go to the co-main. This is going to be hopefully a good fight. Valentina has kind of become the new Demetrius Johnson, if you will, where she's just coming into these fights just on fire, And but that's not her fault. I mean, she is a multiple-time Muay Thai, kickboxing, I believe as well. So she's a beast. She's out of the the Thailand fighting style. So I believe it's called Tiger Muay Thai out there, and. You know what? I really think Valentina is going to make work of this chick. Let's see what she's been up to lately. She has an interesting last name. Chukagian is her last name, it looks like. So let's see what she's been up to. So she's fought in, do I know any names here? She's lost to Jessica I, beat Davis, let's see how far we can go back in the UFC. So she's been in the UFC since 2016, and it's kind of weird that she hasn't made her way up to the has she oh, different division too. That's another thing. She switched divisions. So, and she's kind of spotty, not consistent. 2018 she fought a lot. 2019 she had 2 fights, won both. So that's what's got her here essentially. But you look at who she fought, Jennifer Maia, Yohan Calderwood. These people aren't huge. And then you go right into Valentina. I don't know if she deserves it, but she's probably just the next in line. When you come to Valentina, we all know Valentina. She's the Russian sexy. She's the Russian hottie. Her fucking sister's in the UFC too, and she's hot. Obviously, I'm pulling for Valentina. I don't think we'll see an upset unless something crazy happens, unless she came in from camp all fucked up. Who knows? But, with Valentina, she's fucking legit. She has multiple skills across MMA. I think it's going to be hands down Valentina. It's going to be a finish. It'll be a submission or a TKO KO. I don't think it's going to go 5 like we saw with Carmouche just last year with Valentina. So let's look at the odds. Jesus Christ, there are some numbers that are fucking fat here. So I'm using the first column here for the betting odds. There's multiple odd makers, sportsbook people. holy shit, some of these are like minus 1,400. Some of these are, crazy. But the first odd I have is minus 570 for Shevchenko and plus 430 for Chukugian. Chukugian. Whatever. You're American. You should have like a Smith name. What the hell's going on? Huh? What the hell are you doing? So, gosh, we haven't seen some of these numbers since the last John Jones fight, since the Demetrius Johnson era, since he moved to one championship. We used to see a lot of big numbers when it comes to the money line. But it's interesting too. I'm skipping ahead. I'm not giving anything away, but with the John Jones and Reyes money line, it's not very big. So that is something to think about, that even Vegas thinks that there's a chance that John Jones gets beat by Reyes. I mean, you saw with Santos, he looked good. There was a lot of people, especially since that went 5, a lot of people thought that Santos deserved that. I think the big thing was just the knee was the problem, that he was just so injured for that fight, after that fight. That doesn't help the judges' score, in my opinion. I do not think. So now we're at the main event. Now we're looking at Reyes, and he's 12-0. And this isn't 12-0 in, LFA. This isn't 12-0 in Titan. This isn't 12-0 in, Jungle Fights or whatever that Brazilian league is. This is 12-0. And I think half of those are UFC wins. Let's check this out. Holy shit, it is. 2, 3, 4. So half of his 12-0 is light heavyweights from the UFC. That's crazy. So you look at John Jones too. He's undefeated technically. I really don't think that elbow really counts. So we all know who John Jones has fought in the past couple fights. Santos. Who else? Lionheart, Anthony Smith. Before that, DC. He won Stipe after this. I'd like to see that if he beats Reyes. I think that's the big F. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think this could go 5. I think we could see an upset, but we're getting all Trump. I think we could see an upset. That was a bad Trump. Sorry. Get in the Trump mode. Melania, there it is. Melania thinks that Dominic Reyes is going to win the light heavyweight belt. That would be interesting too, because then that would mean that John Jones probably doesn't get the Stipe bid. That John Jones has to go up to heavyweight. So, in my opinion, if Reyes wins this, the idea of John Jones going up to heavy is going to be hard. Or he'll get up to heavyweight after this fight because he's sick of light heavyweight, because there's really not a lot of contenders anymore. I mean, they're solid, but light heavyweight's weird nowadays, in my opinion. I think there's more competition in heavyweight. I think win or lose, Jones should bulk up. 205, I don't think he even cuts weight for 205, no water weight. So he could easily put on 20 pounds. We've seen him get big. We've seen the gym footage of him next to these, HGH fucking macho bitches, next to these macho guys. He's looking fucking huge sometimes. So I think what happens is he bulks up, off season, or he bulks up before training camp, and then he cuts down during training camp. But hell, if he could stay up to 225, 230, that's where Stipe fights at now. That's where Stipe fights at. If you're over 230 in the heavyweight division, toasted after round 1, in my opinion. So John Jones would bring a lot of different shit to the heavyweight division. And I'd love to see him fight Stipe if he wins. But if he doesn't win, I'd still like to see him go up. That would be so interesting. And then bring a lot of cool shit to heavyweight. I think it would bring a lot more excitement. We already see a lot of excitement with heavyweight fights, but this would mean that, hey, there's another fucking contender here, Let's watch out. So I like Jones. I think I don't think Reyes has the capabilities that Jones has. And Jones has seen every kind of fighter. So with Reyes, keep your distance, come inside when you can, but I really think Jones is going to beat him in 5. I think it's going to be another decision like Santos, and Jones is going to take chances. I think he's going to take some chances where Reyes has an opportunity. So I like Jones. because I'd love to see that Stipe Jones fight. That's why I'm pulling for Jones. I wouldn't want to smoke a J with Jones because he's a psycho. He'd probably put some coke in it or something. But I like Jones. Vegas likes Jones. Numbers have it at -714 to Reyes's +475. So not as big as a money line as we've seen versus Lionheart or who was another big match for Jones that the numbers were shit. I think even Santos, the numbers were crazy. Closer to like -1400, kind of like we saw with Shevchenko for Saturday's card. So I think this is going to be a great card. If you guys are MMA fans, definitely get this card. If you can't, at least catch up on the pay-per-views. I know there's going to be some good matchups. A lot of new fighters coming in to UFC right now. So prelims are always juicy. Everybody's fighting for that next spot. Is there anything else I wanted to go over before I get out here? Oh, yeah. So links, YouTube people, if you're watching this on YouTube, skipping around my videos, the description has all my links to Instagram, Periscope, PayPal donation link, official website to follow me on as well. Periscopers, you have my tip jar PayPal. Definitely follow me on there. Share the shit out of this on Periscope, guys. I think this will also show up on Twitter too. So Twitter people, hit me up. Follow me on Twitter. And other than that, guys and gals, have an amazing week. Stay safe out there. Stay awesome. And as always, stay cool. Yeah, boy. All right, Periscope is off. YouTubers, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later.